Hey, y'all, what's up? This is Chris Robertson from Blackstone Cherry, and you're watching CMS TV.
It's Rick Rule right here on your classic metal show from As Every Another Mother's Nightmare with Push. And have you any update on what Rick is doing these days?
His death, or with the death of Bill Shavis, that was the last I heard of anything with Every Mother's Nightmare. I don't know what they're up to now.
I know he had a good relationship with Bill and obviously was out on Bill's record label. And, Rick, nice dude. We like Rick.
Yeah. I mean, he's great. I mean, they're fun.
Yeah. They're just
fun.
I mean, Rick is just one of those, he's just one of those down home boys, one of them hillbilly boys. And he likes to go out there and make good rock and roll.
Hey, it's me, Rick Rule. I just want to make me some records. Then when I'm done making them records, I want to play me some records.
Exactly.
And if I'm lucky, I get to play the records I made on the stages across the country.
Right.
At every rib fest around the world.
What I found funny is when he came out and did the show at Fiore's, what is that, almost 4 years ago?
God, how crazy is that?
Has it been that 4 years ago?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
It was before the pandemic.
Yeah. So it was what, I think it's 2018, right?
2018, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that he had a bus was funny to me. Yeah. Is that he had a bus. And it's just
this might surprise y'all, but it wasn't a school bus. It was an actual tour bus.
It was an actual tour bus.
Wasn't a school bus.
And I'm thinking after the discussions I had with him, just, because he invited, I don't know if you came up on the bus or not, but I was up on the bus with him for a little bit, and we were just shooting the shit. And I'm under the impression that he actually owns that bus.
I got to live somewhere, Neeley. Got to live somewhere. In fact, I live everywhere. I just take the bus to a different stop.
Sure. But, Rick has a tendency to look a little raggedy, like he might, imbibe a little bit on some of the harsher stuff.
Don't be saying I'm doing the meth.
I didn't say that. I said harsher stuff. I didn't say anything in specific.
I don't be doing anything harsh. That comes from not eating.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
I got to afford this bus. I can't eat.
I got to make decisions. Gas or food? I'm choosing the gas so I can get to the next town.
Sure.
Maybe somebody leave some fries on the table. I could eat them.
Right.
That's about all I'm going to eat, though. I love Rick. He's great.
He's a character.
Yeah, he is. He's a fun guy.
Yeah. Fun guy.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm following up on a story that you and I covered months ago, which we thought was I'm going to use I don't want you, what do you want to call a newsworthy term? A travesty of justice.
Okay.
The adult film star Ron Jeremy.
Yes.
Who made his entire career, his 40-year career in porn. Women accused him of being sexist and grabbing their pussies and shit like that.
What? Not Ron Jeremy. That can't be happening.
Which we found absolutely absurd that they filed sexual harassment suits or assault suits against him in the course of doing what it is that they do.
I think you're making it up that he did something. What are you saying he did?
Well, I'm not saying he did anything. I'm just saying what he's accused of doing.
I can't imagine a good upstanding citizen like Ron Jeremy. would do anything sexually wrong.
I know.
No way.
It's just freaking bizarre
Yeah,
that, Ron Jeremy, who's obviously a porn star, got, charged with being
a porn star.
or being a porn star, getting handsy.
Yeah.
With other female porn actresses.
That cannot have happened.
According to the charges, assault.
Right.
Which it's just freaking bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the trial has been going on where he's being, tried for his sins against humanity, sins against porn stars.
That's right.
Former adult film star Ron Jeremy is suffering from severe dementia.
What?
Now, we saw him, in some of the photos and things that have surfaced from the trial and so on. I've met Ron on 2 occasions. Yeah, at least 2 occasions.
Okay.
And it wasn't very long of a conversation. It was just, hey, what's up, Ron? Nice to meet you. I even shook his hand, even though it might have been cum covered.
He got handsy with you. I see how this goes.
I know. And I didn't run to the police or anything.
Not yet.
But I've been to the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and Ron was often at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and I've seen him there a couple of times, and I've walked up on him and said hello to him, and he was cordial and said hello.
And then he said, grab my cock.
He was cordial, said hello. I never took a picture with him like our friend Billy Morris did.
Right.
But the couple of times that I did interact with him, he was just a friendly, just a no nonsense dude, Sure. But then again, I'm not in his demographic because he's used to, porn star women, chicks, I guess.
Right.
So I can unequivocally say Ron Jeremy did not make any inappropriate gestures toward me like the lead singer of the Alien Ant Farm.
Well, is this a news flash? Neeley was not sexually assaulted by Ron Jeremy.
Exactly. In my encounters with Ron Jeremy, he did not sexually assault me in any way, shape, or form.
I'm going to tell you this. I can guarantee you the title of this segment is going to be, was Neeley sexually assaulted by Ron Jeremy? Guarantee you that's what I'm going to tell you. That's what I'm going to write.
The answer is no. He was not.
He was not.
Stay tuned for more.
Yeah. Click here to find out.
Right.
Right here on TMZ.
Exactly. So the former adult film star Ron Jeremy is suffering from severe dementia and will be declared incompetent to stand trial on multiple charges of rape later this month, according to the LA County prosecutor obtained by the Times. Jeremy, whose legal name is Ronald Hyatt, was first charged in June of 2020 with quote unquote raping 4 women he met in the West Hollywood bars and clubs, i.e. the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Right.
The case quickly ballooned as dozens of women who acted as porn stars and Ron Jeremy laid the pipe to them, came forward claiming time Porn King had been abusing women for decades in pornos.
So the charges ballooned like his cock in a scene.
At parties and adult film conventions or on movie sets.
Oh my God. I cannot believe that a guy that was paid to fuck these girls did inappropriate things while fucking these girls. That is astounding to me.
What a world we live in, man.
I know one thing. When I'm thinking about shooting porn, that's the first place I think about being gentlemanly.
Right.
Jesus. Are you kidding?
How old do you think Jeremy is? Ron Jeremy.
I'm going to guess 75. And if you say 40, I'm quitting the show.
No. You're in the ballpark. 69. Okay. Interestingly,
right, yeah.
69.
I was going to say, if it turns out that he's like my age and he's just that fucked up because of all the porn and drugs and everything, I'm going to be devastated here.
This is his year, 69.
Yeah, well, of course. So he's probably going to die this year.
Right, of course. Was later indicted on more than 30 counts of sexual assault stemming from allegations made by 20 women, with some of his alleged crimes dating to the 90s.
Wow.
But weeks before Jeremy's trial was set to begin last year, his defense attorney, Stuart Goldfarb, good Jewish name, walked into a Los Angeles courtroom and said his client did not recognize him.
Jeez.
In an email obtained by the Times this week, LA County Deputy District Attorney Paul Thompson said mental health experts called on by the prosecutor and Jeremy's defense team have determined he suffers from severe dementia, and there is no evidence he is faking his symptoms.
I think it's like syphilis, like Al Capone.
It could be Al Capone.
It could very well be syphilis. I mean, that guy. I mean, what did he fuck, 1 million women?
Yeah. What we need to find out is, did Ron Jeremy file his taxes?
Yes. I'm sure he did not.
Well, that's why he's got syphilis now.
That's right. Could be.
Isn't that why Al Capone got arrested or charged? Was that a tax evasion?
Yeah, tax evasion. Yeah. Not any of the murders he did, but tax evasion.
That was tax evasion. Well, if you know history, you'll get the joke here.
Yeah. And if not, pick up a book before they change it.
Exactly.
Before the book says that Al Capone was just a persecuted man.
Right. Or he was a porn star in his day.
Yes.
You can find him on the old reels from back.
He deserved to get sick and die because he was a porn star. He had illicit sexual encounters.
Right. As a result of the agreement of the experts, the defendant will be declared incompetent to stand trial. His prognosis for improvement is not good, Thompson wrote.
Wow.
So he will not be whipping his cock out at women at any time in the near future.
Or in court. He might have done that. I mean, if he doesn't know what he's doing.
If he does not improve, he will not be able to be tried for his crimes.
So where does a Ron Jeremy go? He doesn't have a wife or anything, does he?
Well, I don't think so.
I mean, where does he go?
Go back to his apartment, his hovel. Where do you think of Ron Jeremy is worth X amount of dollars? Do you think
no?
No.
I think Ron Jeremy, whatever he made, he spent
it all.
Fuck you. Let's see. Ron Jeremy net worth 2023. Well, according to this, which again, this means nothing.
Where do they get this info?
Yeah. This one says he's worth 5.5 million.
Really?
That's from therichest.com.
All right.
However, the very next one down, venturejolt.com, says he's worth $1 million.
Oh, $1 million.
That's a big disparity.
Yeah, $4 million disparity.
Yeah, and then the next few all seem to say $1 million. So, well, then there's another one. It says $7 million.
All right.
So he's worth between $1 and $7 million. That might be before all these 3 years of court and lawyers.
Yeah.
Now he's worth about $72.
Right. Because criminal proceedings are suspended as long as he is incompetent, we also cannot get a guilty plea from him or discuss other measures to get justice for these victims.
Yeah, they need justice.
So poor Ron Jeremy's dick slinging days are over. Dick slinging. He's just a swinging dick on the corner of Sunset and what is it? Doheny.
Yeah. No. He ain't slinging no dick anymore. That's
right.
For sure.
At 69, this should be his year, but he's no longer slinging dick.
Maybe that's tragic.
Maybe that'll be his final film. Slinging dick. See Ron Jeremy and slinging dick.
Depending on how much this fucking court case cost him, he might have to go and sling a little more dick.
Right.
69 and counting, the new Ron Jeremy movie.
Exactly. Thompson and Goldfarb declined to comment Friday. Jeremy, who has denied all wrongdoing, because I'm a porn star. That's what I do.
Well, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that anymore.
Is scheduled to appear in Hollywood courtroom on January 17th when he will be formally declared incompetent to aid in his own defense.
Okay.
Although competency to stand trial is fluid, much like gender is these days, meaning a mentally incompetent defendant can later be found capable of standing trial, will receive medication or therapy over time. Dementia is a progressive degenerative illness from which Jeremy is unlikely to recover.
Well, because I like Ron, I hope that he never recovers and doesn't have to go back to jail.
Right. According to the email, the experts reached to their conclusion based on a review of medical documents and interviews with Jeremy, his relatives, and several of the LA County Sheriff's deputies who interacted with him while in custody. Some of Jeremy's relatives apparently suspect he suffered from dementia before his 2020 arrest, which was the catalyst that started the process that resulted in his driver's license being taken away.
Oh, my goodness.
Once declared incompetent, Jeremy will probably be placed in a state-run hospital.
Okay.
Probably Bellevue, where they had to take the bunny and the elephant guy. Or
Cage the elephant. The bunny and the elephant.
What is it? The bunny and the lizard, or what's that other boat?
The bunny and what? The tortoise and the hare, or the?
No, I'm talking about that other band. That's the bunny.
Oh, like the bunny and the brain or something.
Bunny and the bear, isn't it?
Bunny and the bear, yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Bunny and the Echo Men.
Yeah. Another crap band.
Leon Young, a former British adult film star who first publicly accused Jeremy of assaulting her with his massive dick.
I think that's an improv from you.
It is. Accused Jeremy of assaulting her in an interview. He assaulted her in an interview
with his dick.
Just the way that's written just sounds funny.
She was talking, he slapped those teeth with that fucking massive cock.
While she was up there talking to Barbara Walters, he just whipped his dick out, cracked her.
Shot it, whore.
God, that's funny. Former British adult star who first publicly accused Jeremy of assaulting her in an interview.
Shot it.
Said she was frustrated to learn there were concerns Jeremy had dementia long before prosecutors brought charges against him.
Enough of the gabbing. Now lick these balls.
Yeah. My first reaction, I was kind of numb. I was comfortably numb, being I'm from England and Pink Floyd is an Englishman.
She was numb, all right, from taking a fucking 14-inch cock across the fucking meat sucker.
What? They were aware of his condition before getting us all involved. They got us all involved. So this was not voluntary. They went out and sought out victims. Is that
of course? Hey, did Ron Jeremy ever throw his dick in you in a way that you feel is now inappropriate? Call us now at 1-800-JEREMY'S cock. We'll get you money. We'll make them pay.
Right. They were well aware he had dementia, so I'm disappointed.
Oh, well.
That they didn't solve that bit before letting us go on the emotional journey for 2.5 years. The emotional journey.
Yeah, and meanwhile he was dropping emotional loads all the way there.
Right. So what is it? So these prosecutors went out of their way and go, let's see who he had sex with. Oh, well, there he is in this film having sex with this chick. Let's get a hold of her right away. Did Ron Jeremy ever assault you with his dick?
That time he smacked your ass. Did you ask him to do that?
Right. No,
when he was fondling your pussy, was that part of the scene? Was that storyboarded?
Yeah. Was that improv or was that part of the scene?
Because we don't want him sexually assaulting you here.
Yeah.
Was that part of the script?
And here's the other thing. As a porn actress, why would you agree to participate in something like this?
My hunch is these are all retired porn actresses.
Regardless of that, the fact is you took dick for a living.
Yeah, but now they're classier than that.
Oh, I see. They're reformed now.
Yeah. Well,
they've risen above the gutters of the porn industry.
Dude, watch that show Basketball Wives and you'll get it. These chicks are just fucking
they're in denial.
They're A, they're in denial, and B, somebody's telling them they can get paid.
Okay. Greg Riesling, a spokesperson for the district attorney's office, said prosecutors were unaware of the severity of Jeremy's illness at the time charges were brought.
Well,
so it's just like, you dragged me into court and this guy can't even remember his own name. Are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Again, I would like to think that our justice system should work correctly, but what I'm reading here, if this is correct, they went out and sought people to line up and go, did he ever do anything to you untoward? And he goes, well, yeah, we were in this porn film and he was really railing me hard. And then off script, he took his dick out and he came in my ass.
Yeah. He went ass to mouth. I did not expect that.
Right.
That was not in the script.
Did you want to file charges for that? Well, I was kind of surprised at that, because I had just done a scene earlier in the day for asspoppers.com. and I was still sore from that scene earlier in the day, and I didn't know he was going to do this. And so, yeah, I was a little bit, taken aback by it, but I thought, well, this is Ron Jeremy. This is what he does. And then I just kind of accepted it. But now here we are 20 years later, and you brought it up, and I go, yeah, that guy fucking fucked me in the ass, and I didn't ask him to.
Son of a bitch. I still sit funny from that day.
You ain't got a shit right for a week.
That's right. I shit fucking softballs now.
Oh my God. I hate everybody. Although and
this could be your life coach, folks.
Well, true.
1-800-Neeley.
Exactly. Although his attorney expressed some concerns for his declining faculties, we believed him to be competent at the time of the filing based upon the interviews we conducted with him, among other reasons. Okay. We had no record at time of filing indicating that he had dementia diagnosis. Well, maybe he didn't get checked out for it.
Yeah, I don't see Ron as a regular visitor to the doctor.
No. You went down to the Rainbow Bar and Grill and go, hey, are you Ron Jeremy? He goes, yeah, what's up? Do you want an autograph or a picture or something? And then he grabbed my dick, and I said, I knew this was the guy. He grabbed my dick unsolicited.
Yeah.
Arrest him right away.
That's right.
Young said she was wearing a bikini at an industry party at the former House of Blues on the Sunset Strip in 2000.
Okay.
Was Phil Spector there?
If so, there wouldn't be a lawsuit.
When Jeremy came up behind her, shoved her against the table, and forced himself inside her. So he walked up with a hard dick, just swinging, and he just put her up against the table and took his dick out and stuck it in her.
Right there. Just right there at the club.
Right. The encounter lasted only seconds. Is that an indictment on her or him?
Look, I'm going to say this. As big as Ron Jeremy's cock was, it'd take seconds just to insert that son of a bitch. That was a big dick.
Right. After Young spoke with the Times, she said she was contacted by the sheriff's department investigators and later called to testify against Jeremy at a grand jury hearing. Now, how did they know about this thing?
I told you, 1-800-RON's dick.
I guess. Young said she doesn't regret coming forward, as she believes the wave of allegations against Jeremy sparked a conversation about sexual abuse in the adult film industry.
Please don't ruin that industry for me, people.
But she also concerned that without a conviction, Jeremy may be absolved in the eyes of many of his fans. You know what?
Fans don't give a shit.
I am not a fan of porn or Ron Jeremy. I met the guy a couple of times. I gotta be honest. I may have seen one.
Okay.
One. So I'm aware of who he is. I'm aware of what he does. I'm aware of the porn industry, but none of this I have zero empathy for any of this. None.
No.
This is what you signed up for.
Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly aware of his cocksmanship, and that being said, just doesn't affect my opinion of Ron Jeremy 1 ounce.
Not at all. This is what you do. This is the industry that you're involved with.
Yeah. Whether it's right or not, I really don't care.
I don't care, because you subjected yourself to being part of this.
Yeah.
It's a seedy underground thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It's the kind of business where at best the rules are sketchy.
Exactly.
You know, it's the one business, you know, and I'm all for any of the other stuff, to be honest. I'm all for, you know, husbands don't need to be raping their wives and shit like that. That, you know, if the wife says no, that's fine and all that. Porn industry? Yeah, if she lays down a defiant no, okay, you stop, but you know, and I don't know about this throwing some dick in the rainbow. I mean, that's
Blues.
Or the House of Blues. I mean, seems a little shady to me that we didn't have 500 other people reporting. Hey, did you see Ron Jeremy railing that chick on the table?
Yeah, he just walked up, whipped out his dick, pulled her panties aside, and just you know,
just attacked that snapper.
And again, have you ever tried to bang a woman with, you know, just without notice?
Like, no, I'm not a rapist.
Well, my point is that even under the best circumstances, you have to get that vag ready.
Yeah. You can't just go in fucking drying.
You know, and the thing is, no matter how steel hard your dick is,
no,
you're not gonna just walk up and slide it in as Dale sang once.
No, it's gonna feel like you're pushing against a fucking full balloon from the outside, trying to put your dick in it.
Right. It's just bizarre. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and kill, Neeley. How you doing? This is me, Middlex.
Hey, what's up? It's been a long time. Are you a married man? Do you have children now? Are you an established person?
Gee whiz, man. Those are 3 questions. No, and maybe?
Well, you've always been a favorite of ours. So what's on your mind there, Mean Metal X? I'm glad you're still listening to the show after 2 decades.
Holy smoke. What year is this? Yeah, 25 years. Holy smoke. Look, I got nothing to say except I tuned in tonight. You guys are still doing what you're doing, and I love you for it. And for heaven's sakes, you guys are the only ones doing it. So keep up the good work. That's all I got to say.
That's it? You don't have a comment on the Ron Jeremy story?
I mean, it's... Oh, okay. You want my comment?
I do. I want a comment. You're an intelligent guy. You're an engineer. You're a smart fella. How old are you? How old are you now? You're in your mid-30s, right?
Oh, gee whiz. You're a very pleasant fellow. No, I'm 41 now, man.
Wow, look at that. Mean Metal X.
Yeah.
When I met this
kid. I was 17 when I started listening to the show, man.
Now he's probably not as Mean Metal X anymore. He's slightly Mean Metal X now because he's getting old and settling down.
Sure.
Oh, I don't know about that, Mr. Aiken. I've been doing my part to battle BLM, my own bloody hometown, because of Jalen Walker nonsense, and I was throwing up people into the crowd surfing at the Testament show with Death Angel. So I'm doing my part to keep it violent around here, but also
there you go,
property rights.
Nice. So are you living in the Akron area still?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. I have been, again, ever since I started listening to you guys. I know Aiken is up in
Twinsburg.
Twinsburg, okay. I knew it was a suburb of Cleveland, but I didn't know what was public college and what wasn't. Are you still in Crown Point, Neely?
I am.
Okay, right on. Yeah. Now, I know you're not allowed, but how many guns are in your car when you go to the Chicagoland area?
How many what?
Guns.
How many do I own?
Now, how many do you take into Chicago?
Oh, I don't take guns across the state line, but I own over a dozen.
Oh, gee whiz. What, Dr. Octopus? How many arms do you have? Can you will time?
I gotta be prepared.
He sets them up like the Vegas shooter. Just sets them all up in a line, ready to go.
You got that bump stock ready to roll, man.
I do.
No, it's like, shucks. I can't remember. Shoot 'em up. That's the movie, right? Like when there's that scene where he like hooks them all up. He's in like the gun factory. He just blows away a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Right. Anyway, with Ron Jeremy, look, I'm way out of my league on this point. I really don't care about him or pornography.
We don't care about it either. Now, Chris has a little affection for pornography, but
I love the porn.
But we're looking for the aspect of a guy who has dedicated his entire existence. The reason we even know the name Ron Jeremy is because of pornography, and to be charged with sexual assault from porn actresses is kind of ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it's ridiculous on its face. Prima facie, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't understand how a person can bring a charge against someone, say lewd conduct or indecorous behavior in that context. That's just ridiculous on its face. So, I mean, that should be dismissed out of hand. But I mean, the difficulty with which you're reckoning, say, is, it's the same thing that, that Rittenhouse faced in Wisconsin or something like that. It's like, people are about to kill me, so I shot them. Well, you got to go to court. What?
Yeah.
See,
true.
So here's a young man at 41 years old who was brought up right through through the Neeley School of Training.
Yeah,
true.
That's right.
Yeah.
Would you mind giving Neeley an endorsement when his life coaching starts?
You know what's terrible is I actually know people who do life coaching. But they're the sort of people who don't listen to this show, so I don't feel bad talking about them.
Nice.
No, but like it's I don't know, dude. Like, so here's the fun question. So I'll put it back at you guys. Aiken, I know, and I'm very thankful, say, for the fact that you have represented our country and defended it. And I know that Neeley, you're no joke with respect to business and taking care of business that way. But seriously, like, what do you guys make of what's going on right now? It's just like, I don't know. It's ridiculous to me how many people are, say, giving up their rights for the promise of security. I don't know. It's just it's foolish on its face. But I didn't know if you guys had. Look, I think of you guys as sort of like older brothers. What do you make of this?
Well, we've talked about this at great length on the show over the last couple of years, and Chris.
Yeah, I know.
Chris and I are very, very pro Second Amendment guys, and we don't believe in relying on the government or law enforcement for our own safety. Chris has been very, very clear on many occasions to say, it's up to you to keep your head on a swivel, as it were, to make sure of your own safety. You're not guaranteed that anywhere.
Yeah.
And the thing is I am not one to trade my freedoms and my liberties for the promise of safety, which is why I own, at least a dozen more guns. I won't give you the exact number, but I've displayed them here on the show, and I spend my money on things that I think are worthwhile, and those are some of those things, whether it's a collector thing for me or actually a practical use. I still do it, and you're one of the good ones, so we always enjoy hearing from you, and whether you remember it or not, I still end the show with one of your little taglines: "Ta-ta, cats."
I still say that whenever I leave a place with people who know me. But okay, fine. So let's have some fun then for a moment. Then let's not be all down and out. So I know that Stripers say it's coming to Northfield, so I suppose this applies more to Chris than it does to you with kicks. But here's a question, because I get on Polestar and I'm trying to sort out what are, because I'll tell you what, guys. No, this is a fun question. I know I'm being a bit extemporaneous here, but I'm trying to take young people to good shows, So for instance, this past year I took them what is it, Death Angel, Testament, that kind of show. There's nothing coming up. The closest I found was Striper and Kicks at the Northfield. I'm not taking a 23-year-old to see Striper in a seated show at Northfield. Do you guys know of any good shit coming around?
I'm not sure what's coming around or not coming around, but
you know what's coming around.
What?
The Dave Ellison thing.
Oh yeah, the Kings of Thrash. That's coming around in February over at the Beachland. It's David Ellefson, Jeff Young, and Chris Poland from Megadeth, from the first Megadeth records, playing Killing Is My Business and So Far So Good So What in their entirety, as well as Peace Sells, half of Peace Sells. So that's going to be a killer show. And the band Hatriot is the opener. That's Zetro Souza's kids.
With Souza, yeah.
Yeah, so they're the opener for that. That's going to be a killer show. That's the 27th of February at the Beachland.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, but dude, if you're trying to convince younger kids, you got to take them to bands that make sense for them. You got to take them to, even though this is not really heavy, like a Dirty Honey or The Warning or Plush or, these younger bands that are their age that they can wrap their heads around and become fans of, because they're not going to become a fan of a 40-year-old band. They need their own shit. So you got to take them to the shit that's trying to live like the past, but they're doing it, new bands.
So you're not a fan of the sponsors of Geritol?
No, not at all. I mean, I go to those shows. I mean, I'm going to this Kings of Thrash. I'm going to Queensryche. I'm going to Metallica and Pantera. I mean, I'll go to those shows. What is that?
Half of Pantera.
Well, it's Pant. I'm going to Pant. It's fine. I can't wait. But I mean, those kids, younger 20-year-olds, those bands aren't going to be around long enough for them to become fans and support the scene. So you gotta get them ingratiated into their era, younger bands. And there's plenty of them. You just got to kind of look for them.
I mean, okay, I agree with you, but for the fun of it, let's have some fun here, because I have not been able to solve this problem here, which is that Okay, so you guys are of the vintage that you recall heavy metal parking lot, right?
Yeah, we're a fine wine, Mean Metal X. We're a fine wine.
Yes, I'm aware. So one of the difficulties that I had, among many, but let's stick to the topic at hand. During 2020, was I thought to myself, okay, the government's like, oh, you got to stay at home. The correct response from the adolescents is, fuck you, we're going to do what we want and party. But they didn't. Like, It was bizarre to me. I saw it. I was 38, 39 at the time. I was expecting like 20, late adolescents, 20-year-olds to be like, fuck you, we're going to do what we want. And they didn't. It was bizarre to me.
It's poor parenting. It's poor parenting, plain and simple. Dude, there's no two ways about it. It's poor parenting. It's all these years that were spent by, the kid fucks up at school and then you go and yell at the teacher instead of fucking busting your kid's ass. So they what do they learn? They learn that, it's better to do nothing.
Yeah.
And let's just admit it, they're just a bunch of weak.
Bunch of slack-jawed because I watch Predator. But I'm trying to like sort out what to do with these like young men, because I know that we sort of have a certain sense of spiritual disconnect. Like like I go to church, but I'm trying to put some piss and vinegar in the young men in the church, and I'm like, here's Wasp, here's Painkiller. Go listen to these, and then come back and talk to me. Like, I don't know. Like, do you guys have any clue? Like, if you had to put piss and vinegar in the belly of a 22-year-old, what would you do?
As far as music, I would. Look. I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to expose young men to good metal. I'm trying to take them out to the range, do target shooting with them. I'm trying to do anything I can to awaken this. I'm trying to present them with challenges. I mean, Neeley, you mentioned that I was an engineer. That's mildly correct. I'm a lead data scientist in my company. When I get interns I get an intern every year. I'm trying to tell them look, it doesn't matter if you fuck up. The point is to do something useful. Fuck up, but make it cheap so you can learn from your mistakes so you can do something of use. That's what I'm trying to instill in these young men. I'm trying to instill piss and vinegar and, get the taste of blood in your mouth, that kind of thing. And so that's how I do it. It's like, listen to this, do this, go to the range, do something that that challenges you, that you're going to fail at, but then pick yourself up. That's what I'm doing. But again, like I said, I think of you guys as my older brothers. Like, what do you guys think?
Well, first of all, I think you need to change your vernacular and stop using the term "I want to expose young men" for the
the best thing about 29-year-olds.
But as far as what do you got to do to create the fire, bring down the hammer, as Metal Church said, boy, that's going to be a tough battle because as you're well aware, I'm sure that nurturing starts very early in their life, and if they didn't have that from the get-go, it's going to be tough to start that fire per se. But just living your life and being an example might be enough. What you have to do to try to encourage that, I don't know the answer, but Chris and I can tell you that Chris is all about the gun range. I'm all about the gun range, going out there, shooting some, sending some hot lead down range and listening to some good, head banging music. I love it. But the younger generation that wasn't brought up with that, they're satisfied with living in their mom's bedroom and playing their video games and doing virtual reality and not even being concerned about ever tasting the deliciousness of a good warm vagina.
Yeah. The other thing you got to do, and this is something that I absolutely put in place with all three of my kids, is when you see
three sons, right, Chris?
I have a daughter and 2 sons. So,
Okay.
but with what?
What are their ages?
My boys are 29 and my daughter's 31.
Oh, okay. So they're well into adulthood.
Oh yeah, they're all doing fine. 2 of them run businesses for me. The other one doesn't want to, but she bought a house and a car, and she's doing just fine, doing her deal. So
yeah, that's great.
But the one thing that is a core that nobody does anymore, everybody goes blindly into this acceptance. You see stuff that is blatantly wrong on TV. You got to call it out. You got to when a commercial is on and they're showing the white guy as the dumbass and the black lady as the brilliant one, you got to say, you know what? You're not a fucking dumbass. Don't buy this bullshit. And one of the biggest problems that you fight is that the media portrays all this fucking weakness as honorable now. That's the way they've done it. They don't necessarily portray it as right or wrong, but they portray it as honorable. Yeah. If you go out there and you suck cock and you're a guy, well, that's honorable that you come out and share. You live your best you and all that other bullshit. They portray that shit as honorable, and you gotta tell your kids that shit ain't honorable. Who you fuck should not make a difference on what you are. Don't lay that into your psyche of
you're not living your truth, man.
Yeah. And another thing that I've done, I've said it here on the show 100 times, and I mean it. And it's something I've preached to especially my boys is, everybody wants to feel safe. Everybody wants to feel secure. I absolutely, one of the best features I have about me, about my own person, that I like the best about my own person, is everybody that comes in contact with me isn't quite 100% sure that they're safe. I like there to be a little bit of fucking wild card because it keeps people in check. People don't get crazy out of school with me unless they are willing to take a punch in the fucking mouth. And
but isn't that what you want?
That is what I want.
I can't roll up. Look, I've never been to your house, Chris, but like the idea that I could just roll up into your house and say whatever the fuck I want, like that's pathetic. That's ridiculous. The idea that I could do that, the idea that I could do that without recompense is very silly.
But that's what these kids have been raised to. That's my point. Is these kids have all been raised in a way that there aren't consequences. Like I was saying before, they fuck up at school, and the parents go in and yell at the teachers. They don't fucking bust their kids' ass.
Yeah.
So what are the kids going to think? The kids are going to think they can do no wrong.
Oh, dude, I know. I taught at the University of Finley. Oh, gee whiz. This is back in the fall of 2009. And I taught like a senior level class, and the students were very pathetic, such that they couldn't derive results that were known to say, freshmen in high school. And I just let them have it. And, I got, I got thrown out.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, because two plus two.
That was 12, 13 fucking years ago, man.
Yeah, 2 + 2 = 5, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Well, it was a bit more sophisticated, Neely, but it was roughly like that.
Dude, I went to my son's parent-teacher conference in I think it was his junior year. And I went to the parent teacher conference, and the teacher says to me, Zachary's a good student. He comes, he knows the material, and he's one of the few students in my class that doesn't sleep in class ever. And I was like, what? In my mind, I was like, we couldn't sleep in detention, for fuck's sake. Right. Let alone class. If we would have fallen asleep in class, we were going to get fucking smacked. We were absolutely going to get cracked in the back of our head. And this teacher was using that as like a shining star for my son, that, your son comes to class and doesn't go to sleep. What a good boy. Get the fuck out of here. Do your job, you bitch.
Right. Well, look. So again, like I'm down in the Akron area, and like I follow all the people that I can't stand, say, on Twitter, but I do it to keep track of that which goes on in my community, and the teachers are like, oh, we might go on strike, and I'm just like, fine, I'll go in and teach math. My buddy will teach history. This will be that. And someone commented on it, like, oh, you don't know what you're getting into. It's like, you're right, I don't. But it's like, and I think my response to it was, oh, you're right, I need to get some security guards. Just to like throw people out of the class on the first day, because exactly what you're talking about, Chris. Like the nonsense that takes place in classrooms, it's bloody ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't understand why people put up with it.
They put up with it. I'll tell you, dude. I understand fully why. Me and Neeley do 100 stories a year on it, because when they do something about it, they get sued and they get fired and they go to jail. They get sued for assaulting a kid.
And I just want to point out, Chris, you said doo-doo.
Okay.
I would like to point out, Neeley, you said duty. But I guess I don't. I guess here's the thing. I know, like, we all bitch about society currently. You guys, myself, somewhat independently of one another. But the thing is that, as far as I'm concerned, the reason why it is the way it is because we are not simply saying no in our current capacity. So I mean, like, I don't. When I taught at university, I told the students, look, first week, do what you got to do. Second week, at the 5-minute mark, I'm locking the door. And I did. And they got the message, and this was, gee whiz, 2004,
Okay, right.
I'm 87 years old. And today, I don't understand why we can't do that, and I don't understand why we can't give people 5 across the eyes or anything.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, dude. If you did that today, the first student that was not a white student would be racist teacher keeps black student out of class, or keeps Asian student out of class. That's what it would be.
Yeah, I know that, but we've already done that. So let's take, for example, who's the fellow in Colorado? Shucks. He owns Masterpiece Cake Shop. His name is Jack. I don't remember.
Mehoff?
No.
Anyway, Jack did what?
No, his brother-in-law is Dick Fitzwell, I think.
Oh my God.
I don't recall his last name. He's the fellow who did not bake a cake for the gay one, the gay couple.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Now, I'm trying to distinguish between practicality and principle here, but on principle, Jack, gee whiz, I can't think of his name on the moment, but at some point, at what point do you just go, I'm doing this, and you know what? I'm not even going to court. That's really the question you have to ask yourself. Like, at what point do you just go, not only is this a ridiculous request, but I'm not even going to entertain it legally.
It just depends on how much you have to lose, really. His name's Jack Phillips. His name is Jack Phillips.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I read his book a few months ago. Yeah. At what point do you just go, you know what? I'm going to teach the way I teach. I'm going to run my business the way I run my business. And if you don't like it, that's fine.
Well, you should take solace in the little bakery that stood up against the college over there in Ohio. And they won, what, $36 million, Chris?
Yeah, Mount Union. Was it Mount Union?
No, it wasn't Mount Union. It was
Wesley. I don't know.
Oberlin.
Oberlin, yeah.
Holy smokes! Somebody in the Oberlin stood up.
Yeah, the little bakery over in Oberlin stood up against the Oberlin College and won $36 million in a judgment. They had
and they paid it. Believe it or not, that's the stunning part. They paid it.
Not willing to believe it. Oberlin, they got money. Oh man, they got money in places you don't have places. That place got money.
You got money in places you need Lume to cover.
Right.
All right, Metal X, now beat it. You've been on too long. Get out of here.
I'm taking up way too much time. I love you guys. Keep flying the flag. Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. And job.
Wow, there's a long-time listener.
Yeah, no kidding. That's why I let him go, but he was going to go all night. So
I know. He loved it. It was like unburdening himself. It's just like, holy shit, it's like old home week. I gotta get it all in while I'm here.
That's right.
But
that's right. He's a good one.
Yeah, he is a good one. And Mean Metal X has been listening to this show since I was on WSTB.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you how long he's been around.
Whole history.
Yeah, decades.
Yeah, he's got the whole history.
Decades. Yep. Anyway, just to wrap up Ron Jeremy, it's going to come down to public opinion now, and public opinion has looked at Ron like a god.
Mm-hmm.
A big dick god.
That's right. We're all jealous of him. He's got that huge hog.
It could be an indication to other predators or viewers of pornography, Chris Aiken, that they can get away with such crimes.
That's nonsense.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
That is nonsense. You know what? Stop it. I watch racing too. Doesn't mean that I fucking drive 200 miles an hour on the road.
You do, though.
Not me.
You
Jesus,
do.
I'm the slowest driver there is.
So there you are. So these porno stars are complaining about Ron Jeremy getting away with whipping his dick out at
the House of Blues.
Right.
All right. Well,
where was Phil Spector when you needed him with his gun?
Yeah. Well, Ron needed him apparently.
Yeah. Maybe the elephant guy should have brought his 44. Brought his 44 out.
Yeah. Should have gone to the House of Blues with that guy.
Yeah. He would have protected him.
Sure would have.
He had 2 loaded guns.
And he wasn't afraid to use them.
Yeah. All right. Let's play a couple of tunes and come back and wrap up the show. What do you think?
I'm in.
What do you want to hear?
Anvil Chorus, Blue Flames. Throw a Nalbandian tune in there.
All right.
It's from The Killing Sun.
All right. Anvil Chorus, huh?
Yep.
What is the name of the tune?
Blue Flames.
All right. Let me see here. Looking it up real quick. Trying to be as quick as I can.
Oh, all good.
Anvil Chorus, Blue Flames.
Yep.
All right. Blue Flames. There it is. All right. Well, we'll play a few tunes. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show. So here it is. It's Anvil Chorus with Blue Flames exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Classic Metal Show.
Get all of our episodes uncensored at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. Join us weekly from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern at www.cmsradio.net. Participate in the live chat room at www.chatandkill.com. Once again, thank you for checking out The Classic Metal Show with Neeley and Chris. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job.